Sorry about the ad cutting people off. That was not intended. Apparently, I didn't wait long enough to run the ad, even though I waited a good like 10 or 12 seconds. So
okay,
it's Twitch. What are you gonna do? It's not the world's greatest thing. Let's talk about T.Hawk.
Yes, I actually played a lot of T.Hawk.
I also played a lot of T.Hawk.
I played a lot of. Well, it's like I said, I played a first to. Well, it wasn't supposed to be a first to 10. I played 10 matches with Mike Ross. T.Hawk versus Hugo, and I even played T.Hawk a bunch of other times because I just really wanted to test the low forward into Condor Spire and see how that worked. I don't know, what did you think of T.Hawk?
Walk speed is a significant buff. That's nice. The rest of him is not very changed. Crouching medium kick being cancelable. It's, I've always said this when I first heard this change, or since then, it sounds like it's good if you don't know what's wrong with T.Hawk. But it's just not that great in practice. If you do crouching medium kick at range, all he can do is spire afterward. So it's really not a great pursuit because everybody can backdash at that range.
Right.
And you can focus it unless it's EX, and everybody can dragon punch it. It doesn't even have a good hitbox on it. So I don't see like what the great point is. You can't combo with it. Unless you're point blank into Dragon Punch. I just think it's not a problem. It's not a solution to his problems.
Right.
EX Dragon Punch being focus cancelable only on block is just...
Wait, only on block? It doesn't work on hit? Yeah. I never even used it.
Well, I only tried it because I knew it was a change. And then once I found it out, I never did again. Even if it had worked on hit, I wouldn't have bothered because what do I get?
Nothing.
0 things.
Nothing. Yeah.
It's so weird. So I don't see why that was changed. One nice thing is that close standing strong activates at a little bit of a farther range than it used to. So now you can do close stand strong.
It pushes back less.
And less, yeah. I guess actually that's probably what it is. I just noticed that I could do 2 close standing strongs on more characters than it works on in 2012.
Yeah.
I didn't...
And jab uppercut, I think, has a slightly more range so that it connects.
Right.
So I saw Hungbi do cross up strong uppercut, and it looked sick. I was like, that's cool.
Right. So that is definitely nice. The Spire command being changed from reverse Dragon Punch to regular Dragon Punch kick. It's nice overall, I will say. Because you can react more easily to fireballs and do EX through. Yeah. That's cool.
You can do a walking forward.
You can do a walking forward, and you don't have an overlap with Dragon Punch, which was always an issue for T.Hawk players. That said, the only problem is that as T.Hawk, if you used to get a cross-up splash, like an ambiguous cross-up splash into Stand Strong, you didn't have to know which side you were on in order to combo into the follow-up after the Stand Strong. Because you could just do Fierce, strong, is it hitting? Yes. Any direction Dragon Punch plus punch. Because then you would get either the Spire, which would combo, or the Dragon Punch, which would combo. And it was like, who cares?
Yeah.
So, they had different follow-ups, but if you didn't know which side you were on, it didn't matter.
Right.
Now that's not the case anymore. So it's not that big a deal. I don't want to claim that it is. It's just like an unintended consequence that I didn't realize until I tried it and it didn't work.
Right.
Like one time I got a cross-up splash into Stand Strong and I was like, ooh, here's my follow-up, and it didn't come out. I had to be like, why? And then I realized. So
I don't know. Okay. First of all, Hungbi basically apparently told Combo Fiend the walk speed was just the best buff you could have ever given him. Like, he's super happy, right? I'm oddly on the complete opposite side of you. I love bufferable low forward so far. Like, I was having so much fun with that. Because the nice thing about it is counter hit low forward into EX Spire combos.
Yeah.
So I could do frame traps with it at this. I would walk up and it looks like I'm about to SPD, and then do that instead. They would touch a button, I'd counter hit them, and then I could combo off of it. Okay. Also, you could. I mean, yeah, everyone could backdash away from it, but it's just like there's a lot of unpredictability to it on the different distances with the spires. So like, if you do think they're gonna backdash and you just do the heavy spire, you chase them down pretty far. The short one at max range low forward doesn't even touch them. So I actually did low forward spire SPD a couple of times, and then I would do the longer one, and they would hit a button and get hit I don't know. I was having fun with it. I mean, granted, I was playing against Hugo for a lot of point of that time.
Ooh.
But I don't know. I enjoyed it. I kind of liked it. So
I talked with Hungbi, and he kind of agreed with me that it wasn't that big a deal.
Yeah. I have a feeling like at first it will be fun, and then once people get used to it, like it'll never be an issue ever again. So, but.
And Hung and I had kind of different ideas about how to buff him instead, and we both talked with Combo, and we left our papers there, and we'll see what ends up happening with T.Hawk. But right now, I do think that he needs more work.
Yeah. I think so too. I think he needs like a lot of these characters. I feel like need one more small thing, and then they'll be really good, right? So,
Invincible EX dive on startup. I'm telling you,
dude, that's so good.
It doesn't even have to be until it's hitting. Okay, I need something so that I can air to air. Not even air to ground, but like air to air, because he has this big old floating jump that nobody has to respect. Because you just do like jump strong or whatever your button is, I hate that. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Let's move on to Yang.
I didn't see any Yang at all. Like I didn't see. I even thought about using him, and I never even did. I saw no Yangs. The only thing that I read was on Thursday night, on Thanksgiving, Watson opened the arcade up that night and let a bunch of people into play. Flo was one of the guys who went there that night, and he said he really liked the new Yang. Like, he was, like, super happy with Yang. That's the only thing I know.
And I heard that the biggest reason was that Far Stand Strong is cancelable. Right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so we can do, like, Strong into Rekkas now?
Yeah. So you can, like, walk back, and then you still have Stand Strong into Rekka.
It was never cancelable before, huh?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because I think that's a change. I did play against Yang a bit.
Okay.
I feel like all my examples are Henry Choi, but he and I played like a lot of sessions. So we played probably like 2 hours in total out of like the 6 that I played. So he played Yang. Yang is a good character. He was crossing me up. He was doing stand strong in footsies. He was doing crouching medium kick in rekkas and footsies, which you'd already do, but that's good. What else to say about the character? I don't know. He was good.
Okay.
He seemed fine.
Dude. Okay, so the stream chat is freaking out right now.
Yeah?
Because where did Vega go? He's not even listed there.
Oh, yeah, he's not.
We accidentally skipped Vega because he's not listed on that webpage. So.
Dude, that's so weird. We're just looking on the change list on Shoryuken.
Yeah.
And we're like kind of scrolling down, and we're just picking out the names that come. And Vega didn't show up. I hope we didn't miss anybody else.
Yeah, I know, right? So, well... Okay, let's go back to Vega then.
Let's go back to Vega. What'd you think about
Dude,
Vega?
she's so good now.
So good.
It's ridiculous. Like, I am terrified of this character right now. So, I am very scared of this character. And the -8 on the roll is a glitch. It's not supposed to be there. So, that will go away. But right now, fully invincible EX God of Terror, having which was the weird thing, only point blank offensive crouch roundhouse, the hook kick.
That is so weird, Cosmic Heel.
Yeah, Cosmic Heel is +2 at point blank, and that's really good too. So, and then
it's good that it's point blank, but then farther away it's -4.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
it's just so weird.
It's
so
just
you have to use it in a different way than you used to.
Yeah, but I heard that might all get changed back. So
yeah, and to watch it happen. It's almost like a teleport. They cut out, I think, 5 frames of the move.
Oh.
And they were all on the end. So he goes, whoop.
Oh, I'd never seen it. I didn't see it.
It's really weird looking.
Okay.
So it's hard to react to. And it's a fast... I played against a pretty good Vega player quite a bit. With Chris King, like, coaching him on. And, like, he did Cosmic Heel whiff into grab. And I was like, what? I've never seen that before.
Yeah, and
but
then
it's possible now.
Also, Ultra 2 is a 5-frame startup, and Black Skill said he would just do jump roundhouse low forward, link into Ultra, and it connected. So, I think that's gonna get reverted back to 7 as well.
I would think so, especially because crouching jab is now +5. So his combos are crazy now.
Yeah.
Seriously. Here's one weird thing: his super hits on the way up now. But it doesn't lose any meter until it hits the wall. It's kind of like ST.
Oh.
Well, ST is when you grab it, but it doesn't lose super immediately. So what happened one time was I jumped. Vega player did super. We collided in the air.
And traded.
And he didn't lose any meter.
Huh.
So it only loses meter if he hits the wall and
Dude,
comes at you. It's really strange.
If it has juggle potential, he could have did super, trade, land, super again.
Actually, that was something that we were thinking about.
Yeah.
That never came up again, but
right.
like as soon as we saw that, Chris King was like, "We should try super."
Yeah. Well, here's the other weird thing too is that the 5-frame startup on Ultra 2 actually was also an unintentional nerf. Because Chris King could not anti-air with that move to save his life.
That was so funny.
Yeah, he kept doing it and just sliding right under everybody. It would just be like, you know, he just kept missing everybody.
Yeah, that happened against me too. I was jumping in on a meaty in a situation where I know that Ultra 2 is supposed to work as a wake up, and it was whoop, right underneath me. It was already gone.
Yeah.
So like my Hugo splash or whatever, I got to land.
He was like, whoa.
Yeah, and then I did EX Meat Squasher and I got there.
That's awesome.
So,
yeah. So weirdly, it's kind of an unintentional nerf. So.
But it's really good. I mean, you just have to wait if you're the Vega player like a little bit longer.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
But I mean, that's kind of weird because then there would be like safe jumpish timings where I feel like you could probably jump kick him when he gets up, and if he ultras as a reversal, it'll go under you, and if he wakes up, then you'll kick him in the head, right?
I can see that.
So that might even be a situation. But anyways, I think Vega's really good right now. I think some stuff has to be tweaked on him a little bit, but
I did notice that the Scarlet Terror, the flip kick EX version, still trades if it's not used like a deep. Like
yeah.
You know, so like the invincibility is only 4 frames.
Right.
So if you and it seemed to only be like a certain spot to me. So like my setup where I would knock him down and then do like not quite a cross up jump kick on him. It still beat it or got through it.
No, I was looking at the frame there. I swore that it had 3 frames of invincibility on startup and just ran out on the 4th frame when it first hits. But when I looked at all the notes, it had no invincibility. Is that what it was? It just had no invincibility at all?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Okay. But because I think that they should just give it 3 frames of invincibility if that's not what it is already, so that even at the deepest, the worst it can do is trade like EX Yoga Blast.
Is it a 4-frame startup move?
Yeah, it's a 4-frame startup.
Okay.
4-frame startup. So it hits on the 4th frame. So you make the first 3 frames invincible. Because one of the things I did like about it was that when people jumped at you, you had to do it super early to kick them out of the air clean, right? Before they even kicked, because it just hits at a good angle, right? I like that aspect of the move. If they made it fully 4 frames invincible, then he's going to be able to do deep flash kick like everybody else, and I just think that's uninteresting. So
I agree.
Yeah.
In fact, Chris King, I think, said something like he figured that would go away. Like he wants Vega to still be good, but
right.
I think he recognizes that he's a little too good right now. I think he's one of the best in the game right now. I would put him in the top 5, maybe top 3 of the characters that I played against.
Right.
Okay, let's talk about Yun.
Yun. Oh, didn't see any Yun. Saw no Yun, so.
I think I also saw no Yuns. I'm trying to recall now. Certainly nothing jumps out at me. Yeah, I don't think that I saw any Yuns, so I can't be too helpful with that character, unfortunately.
I mean, the interesting thing, so the one thing that I saw, so obviously the uppercut with hard kick nerf, no invincibility, is just so he can't do wake up with it and fly across the screen and just be unpunishable, right? But I also heard that the hard kick one is the only one that hits crouchers.
That's true.
Right? If that's the case, they need to put that ability into the medium kick one or something like that. Give him another one that hits crouchers. Because if the hard kick one isn't invincible, then he might as well be just dead in the water. He might as well be Rufus, right? You can just walk up and do low whatever on him, and even if it does EX style, fly over his head or whatever like that. So, they need to buff something else on there. Because a lot of people were like, Yun is destroyed. He's the worst character in the game now. He's been completely nerfed to hell, whatever. And I was like, where are you guys coming from? And then when someone said that the HK one is the only one that hits crouchers, like, okay, I can kind of understand where the doom and gloom is coming from. So
it's certainly a nerf. I don't know if it's a doom and gloom nerf.
Yeah.
That character doesn't get by on his wake up, like gets by on everything else about him. Yeah. So it's not that big of a deal. But that said, I think you're right. He should still have an option to hit crouching. I don't think that change was necessary.
No, everything else is whatever. Zenpo Tension losing a little bit of range. I mean, Ryu Apprentice had that crazy Kara canceling the shoulder into the grab, which gave it jab SPD range, which is like, no.
And in any case, you're not going to use it from that range very often. Practically speaking, if you're Yun and you're on offense, you're pretty close. So you're not at like some footsie range.
Yeah, some people are saying that it's really about after dive kick having the uppercut option to scare people into respecting the dive kick. It's not even wake up option. So I can see that. So
all right. Yeah. But unfortunately, again, we didn't see any Yun. Yeah.
Oh wow, nice. Eduardo's in the chat here, Mr. PR Rog. So.
That's cool.
Definitely support him. I haven't watched any of his streams, but
he's watching yours.
Yeah, but I mean, everyone has said his streams are amazing because he talks about his mindset while he plays and all this other stuff. He just got master ranking recently, so good stuff to him. But apparently, he's like super educational while he plays and stuff. So definitely check that out. So
all right. Let's move on to the last character, assuming that we didn't miss anybody. Yeah, I know, right? Last character is Zangief.
Yes. And
what do you got to say about Geef?
Dude, it's just like, okay, we've got Zangief, right? And then we have Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes warps any perception that we have of Zangief, just ruins it. I mean, Snake Eyes originally did say like that he thought that that Zangief was one of the best. And then towards the end of the weekend, he was like, I don't like him. Like, I think delayed wake-up messes him up really badly. So, PR Rog actually says that he thinks Balrog is overpowered.
Well, maybe. We'll talk about what we kind of like. Like, we'll review all the characters in just a little bit. As far as Geef goes, of course, I played him a lot. There are even phantom nerfs that don't really show up on this. So, stand short and crouching short both have worse range.
Really?
Than they do in 8/2012. Because Snake Eyes and I both noticed that our normal combos where we do like crouching jab, short, or whatever, and to stand short, EX hand, it wasn't in range anymore.
Wow, okay.
So that sucked. Stand strong, the hitbox was a little worse. Like, I lost to things on startup that I just don't remember losing to before.
Well, it has a bigger hurt box.
That's
now.
the problem.
Yeah.
The bigger hurt box, yeah. It kind of extends out a little bit in front of Geef, because I don't remember ever getting hit by anything that didn't hit into Zangief.
Right.
You know,
but
I did in this location test.
Sure.
So that was too bad. I didn't like either of those things. Green Hand is fast and it's useful. It's useful in getting around. It's more useful to push the opponent when they're knocked down. That's nice. You can punish things with it that you can't otherwise. Those are all nice things. I still don't like that it's -2 on hit, because if the opponent does a throw immediately after, Zangief doesn't have anything to beat that. All he can do is like, I guess, backdash into SPD. But it's like, why? I don't know. So that's frustrating to me.
Yeah,
that's it.
We were talking about the difference between -1, -2 yesterday, and here's a perfect example. If you make Zangief -2, you can't do anything to throws. He has to tech throws, or like you said, backdash or ultra or super. Right? Those are literally his only options. So actually, he could probably jump because the pre-jump frames aren't throwable, right?
Yeah, he probably could. And maybe he'd do
jump
like neutral fierce
into lariat. No,
you can do.
I know. But even -1 would make it that much better. Yeah. You know what I mean? It would make a world of a difference for him, right? Yeah. I honestly think that some of the original ideas that we had of just having it so when you hit him with light green hand, it just shoves them really far back, so you don't even have to deal with. So they don't have to deal with your mix-up, and if it's still -2, you're out of range for normal throw. Because here's the problem with Zangief right now. Because it's -2, I was going through the list. There's like 10 characters with throw ultras now, right?
2-frame ultras or 1-frame ultras, that's true.
So all of those characters are going to pick the throw ultra against Zangief. As soon as they do, Zangief has lost a gigantic chunk of his game.
It's true.
Poison's going to throw him, Hakan's going to throw him, T-Hawk's going to throw him, Guy's going to throw him, Balrog's going to throw him, Honda's going to throw him. Like, all these characters are going to blow him up now. So, -2 is too much. Like, you just, like, if you see him poking with jab and you have one of those throw ultras, just walk into the jab and then ultra him. What's he going to do? He can't do anything. So, I definitely think that the nerf is too big.
Okay,
I think the green hand nerf is too big. I would rather see it push him far away. I was even saying that make it so that the light punch green hand on only hit, he plays a different reaction and, like, stops in place. Like, he just hits him and then he just stops moving. I mean, it would look really dumb, right? Like, he does the recovery, but instead of moving forward, he just rotates in place. It would look really dumb, but at least you wouldn't have to deal... Because then, also, you remove that problem of... See, the reason why they make it -2 is because if you play W Ultra, now it's like, oh, what? You have this guessing game. Am I going to Ultra on the ground or the air? Yeah, and that whole situation is just annoying. So... Grapplers shouldn't have a situation that puts themselves right next to you and force a guess on everybody's part. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's the meterless option of that I guess is annoying to people because he already did that with EX Hand.
Yeah.
But EX Hand already left him at a range in some cases where he couldn't get Ultra 2 anyway. And I tried Ultra 2 and it seems exactly the same.
Yeah.
It didn't seem to be changed in any way, so that's still probably going to be the case. EX Hand is 16 frames, which means that he can't punish Ryu crouching roundhouse, and a couple of other things, which is too bad. I would prefer it to be 14 frames so that it doesn't, if it still doesn't combo from lights, if that's the goal, that's fine. But I don't know why it's 16 rather than 14, you know? Yeah. I mean, well, I do know the reason. It's that he probably doesn't want counter hit stand short EX Hand to work.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean, that's it.
Right.
As far as which Ultra to pick, Ultra 2 is still the way to go in almost every matchup.
Yeah.
The only reason to pick Ultra is that if you need -1 punishes.
Yeah, I see.
Only reason.
Yeah.
Because other than that, Ultra 2 is good, and he already has SPDs on the ground. 250 damage is the fierce one. Mm-hmm. All right, that's pretty good.
Right.
And you can have a much more damaging, scary Ultra 2. So.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, he's such a hard character to balance now. The way that he is built, he's just really kind of... And to be honest with you, when I saw Snake Eyes going jab, green hand, pushing corpses along, and just like... That actually looked really ugly to me. I was just like, this is not... Zangief shouldn't be, like, skating along the floor. It just looked really... It just didn't work in my brain. Like, the first time he did that, I was like, wait, I didn't even think about that, and... Oh my god, that's weird. So, you know, I don't know.
Well, there are characters who do that really well, you know.
Yeah, but Zangief should never be one of them, right? So that's just the whole thing. So
okay.
But I mean, some people were saying. Remember how you were saying on Dan's back throw, it felt like you had more time.
Yeah, I think that was just delayed get up actually.
Yeah, but Snake Eyes said the exact same thing about Zangief, actually. Like, after SPDs and stuff like that, even when they weren't delayed get up, he felt like he had more time to get over there and, like, almost cross him up. It might have just been that the fact that the light green hand is so good now.
It lost 4 frames, so he has 4 frames more. Yeah.
So.
That probably is what it is. Because I didn't notice any difference on, like, if you get a green SPD in the corner and, like, you try to set up a jump afterward, that seemed the same.
Oh, okay.
So,
do you want to talk about Red Focus?
Sure, let's talk about it. Before we get to like kind of a rundown about characters generally, we can talk about Red Focus and Delayed Get Up, the 2 system changes.
Delayed Get Up, one thing I don't like about it right now is I don't know that it happened. Like, I want a visual, because in CVS2 when someone did it, when they got up, they were shadows. And so I mean, it could just be that they have an intention to put something in there, and obviously it's just not done yet. And the delayed get up is so... The variation between regular get up is not huge, so it's not like...
Yeah.
It doesn't feel as good as, I was afraid it might be. It's just enough to throw people off, which is fine. Yeah. But really the thing that I want is just an indication that it happened. You have to commit to it, too. You actually have to hit the buttons. But actually what Combo told me was that it detects whether the buttons are down or not. So on throws where it's really hard to tell when you slam on the floor or whatever like that, you can just hold the buttons the whole entire time.
Okay.
And then that will just trigger it no matter what.
That's cool.
Which is also good too, because then that means you could silently do it so people next to you can't tell you're going to do it. But I'm telling you right now, man, deprogram those 2 extra buttons, and every time you get knocked down, hit buttons when you have delayed wake up, because then it'll just be hard to tell whether you're doing it or not, right? You can fake people out with that now. So, but
okay. I still don't know why it's there. I still don't know why they didn't just remove the concept of hard knockdowns so that everything was a knockdown or quick get-upable.
Right.
I don't know.
It's because quick get up is long or short, and hard knockdown is long or longer.
Yeah.
So you can punish yourself for doing it longer, whereas quick rise is always going to be faster, right? So like some people were when Snake Eyes, I was talking to some of the other players who were not Snake Eyes, that Snake Eyes was saying that delayed wake up was messing up Zangief, and like NGL Chris was like, oh yeah, that really messed him up. I delay wake up and he gets even closer to me, and he has better mix ups. Yeah, that's real great, you know, and so. You know, that's why I think it's there, is because it's kind of long or longer, so it can give the other person an advantage in unintentional ways. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in any case, I'm fine with them giving more variation to the wake-up timing, so just to try to guard against any unblockables or whatever. By the way, did you talk with Combo Fiend about that? Because I forgot to.
About which part?
Unblockables.
I did, actually. I talked to him about it. And he said that they're still looking into it, but there's actually 2 kinds of unblockables in the game, is what they discovered.
Okay.
One of them covers like 95% of the unblockables.
Huh.
The other one doesn't. Obviously, this is the most useless sentence ever. But basically, they could fix the one that covered the majority of them, and they're trying to figure out what was going on with the other one, and that's the one that Kim found in Japan.
Oh,
that was one of the ones
funny.
that Kim had a setup for, and so they're still trying to figure out a way to do it. And he couldn't guarantee that they were going to do it, but he's like, but if we've gotten rid of 95 or 90% of them, you're going to be happy, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, I'll be very happy. So they're still looking at it, though. They're trying to figure out how to...
Did he describe what the 2 kinds were? I just would be interested to know.
He tried, yeah. He said, like, there was a state where, like, when you get up, like, it just, like, doesn't know... I forgot how he explained it. Like, when he explained it, I didn't really understand it either, so... I don't remember the exact thing, so...
No big deal.
Yeah, but...
What about Red Focus?
Red Focus, it messed people up more than it helped them, but I just think that's because nobody knew how to use it yet.
Yeah.
Like, people will walk up and fish for Red Focus, and I'd stare at them, and then they backdash, and I'm like, bye 2 meters, you know? And then people would accidentally Red Focus sometimes and lose 2 meters, or their whole bar if they happen to do, like, low forward into it or something like that. The only time I saw it really good was when NGL Chris used it very late on Sunday night in a casual match with Mike Ross. He just noticed Mike was always going low jab hands, low jab hands, low jab hands. So he's like, okay. So we walked right into range and then did Red Focus, and it was absorb, crumple. And then he killed him with Ultra 1, which was pretty sick.
How much of his life, or like how much white life did he get from that? That must have been a chunk.
Oh, he got a pretty big chunk of white life.
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing about it is, you have to remember, the hand slap is only scaled... Actually, low jab in the hands is not scaled at all, right? So it's not going to do extra damage because the hits are all going to do whatever damage anyway, right? It's all one scale on there. So it just went pew, 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 pew. I mean, he was close down, but he had enough life to survive that. So
I didn't really use it that much, and the people I played against didn't really use it that much. I didn't really experiment with it. Mm-hmm. Did you talk with Combo Fiend about how exactly it works? Does it absorb a move? Does it absorb the number of damage?
Originally, it absorbs... You know how level 3 focus has armor when it attacks as well, but regular focuses do not, right? So when you let go and they start to attack, level 1 and level 2 do not have armor when they swing. Yeah. Level 3 focus does. Originally, red focus had armor on the swing.
Okay.
He took that away. And I think that's what a lot of people are seeing. They see a lot of absorbs and they let go and then they get hit. And they're like, oh, it stopped absorbing. But it does absorb whatever it can until it starts swinging and then it'll hit them. So.
Okay. It just doesn't seem that useful to me.
Yeah.
Outside of, I like that Rose Ultra 2 idea.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. But for the most part, I don't know. It doesn't seem that great. To be perfectly honest, maybe like Snackish Special will work a little bit better than it does. But that's...
Hakan can slide on red focus, though.
That's true.
Yeah,
I looked
and
into that,
it's very
too.
scary looking, because he just like comes at him, and it's like...
It's true.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, which is good. But I don't see it, unless there are buffs, I don't see it being used all that much.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't seem like that important of a change to me.
Okay. So what is your overall impression of the characters then?
Yeah. Well, if I had to pick, let's see, like a top 5 of the characters who I played against or played with, because I didn't see everybody, okay? Like, I didn't see a Rose, for example, I just wasn't there at the time. I would probably point out, let's see, just going through the cast, I would point out Honda, Hakan, Ken, Vega. Not sure who else to put in there, I guess.
So, Hakan, Vega, Ken, and who was the last one? And Honda.
I didn't see enough Rog. I didn't see enough Oni. I didn't see enough Jury. Right. All characters who I think should be really, really good. So this is not like these are the best characters in the game, but just the ones that I saw.
Okay. Yeah, Vega was really good. Ken was really good. I would agree on those ones. I think Elena was just ridiculous for some reason. I really thought she was way too good. Yeah, I probably agree. I mean, Hakan, I just wish somebody was like, I wish there was the US Hakan Pro, out there just blowing everybody up with him. So, Hakan, again, I'm just scared of him on paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my list is probably about the same. Makoto, actually.
Oh, Makoto's a good fifth. Makoto's a good fifth.
Makoto, yeah. I knew there was somebody else. I was like, there's somebody else. Yeah, it's Makoto, so, yeah.
That makes sense. I wish I had seen more characters, but, not everybody was played when I was only there for 6 hours.
Right.
So I can't be too complete. Eduardo was saying that Balrog seems really good. He does seem really good to me. I think that Oni is overbuffed. Like I said, Jury seems like she's overbuffed, things like that. But
yeah, Jury might be really good.
Without having seen them all, it's tough to say.
Yeah, because especially when the Jury expert in Japan was like, this character's overbuffed. She's not even fun anymore, right? So, yeah, for sure.
So at NEC, there will be... More. There's going to be another one.
Do you know if it's a different build?
I don't know if it's a different build. I do know that the one at Capcom Cup 2 weekends from now will be a different build.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Combo told me that.
Nice. That'll be cool then. We'll both be there, so we'll get to see more stuff. So
hopefully so. Well, you want to take a break and we'll get to everything else that we want to talk about?
Yeah, sure.
In
no
20
problem.
minutes? Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
no problem. Bye. Okay.